Hey everybody, it's Eddie G on Crypto. Hope you're having a good one. There's still a lot of news going on. We covered a ton of things last night during the live. Really good questions, really good banter back and forth. So I thought that was really good. Thank you everyone that participated. Now, tonight, don't forget that I will also be live doing Friday Flips. And that's when we really dig in to everything that's going on over this past week. And that's for our members. So if you're interested in having that conversation, join in. Everybody will be able to watch, but only members can actually join in the conversation. Now, a trader has $68 million in digital assets stolen. Stitch is adjusting himself over there. And now the hacker wants to give it back. I'm sure there's a lot more to that story. I'm not going to dig in. I'm just happy that the hacker wants to give most of it back. Now, something that's really got me interested, WisdomTree. I dropped last night that WisdomTree was moving into New York. And, you know, some of their investors weren't really feeling that idea, but they're doing it anyway. Well, check this out. New York is actually the 41st state that they're moving into with their custodial services as well as their new wallet. Again, WisdomTree Prime. And they've also got something else going on, which is pretty slick. Remember I told you a while ago that Visa and MasterCard were starting to offer services where wherever Visa and MasterCard are accepted, you'd be able to use your digital assets to pay for things in the real world. Well, they've now partnered or Visa has now partnered with WisdomTree to offer that card to its customers via Stride Bank. That's big. Something else I want to tell you guys about. You should be paying attention to the banks that are involved in all of these deals. So I've never heard of Stride Bank, but I will be getting into it today. So that's something, because I keep wondering, well, what's the purpose of a bank now? Right? There used to be a purpose of a bank. There was a definition to it, the whole nine. But right now, I'm just wondering, so what do we need a bank for? And I'm still researching that. But I do like this deal that WisdomTree is getting in. They had to work hand in hand with the Department of Financial Services in New York. It's not easy to do. So they'll be able to provide custody services to the coins that are allowed in New York. See what I'm saying? So great service. That's awesome, especially when you realize that there are various exchanges that are being exited out of not just New York, but the country. And here's a space where they're saying, oh, well, you can perform custody services, basically acting like an exchange. Now, when I look at this, I sit back and I go, okay, so that's only going to last, but for so long. As more and more retail stores start embracing crypto and saying, listen, I can accept crypto, especially if you come over to my web hosting company, Rebel Reach. We do, build e-commerce sites that accept crypto, PayPal, and credit cards like normal. But the more that grows, the less people are going to need that middleman. Remember, MasterCard and Visa, all credit cards, they are middlemen in a process. And with crypto, you do know you don't need a middleman. You can go direct. And that's mostly what people want it for. Again, this goes back to the foundations of cryptocurrencies and why it's built that way. And if you want, you can pick up a book that I published. It's called Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. But anyway, let's get back to the news. Deutsche Bank did a study on all of the stablecoins that are launched on Tether. And they're saying that they found only 14% of those stablecoins actually make it. Well, it shined a bad light on Tether, but I'm kind of like, why would it shine a bad light on Tether? That's really not Tether's problem. You wanted to start a stablecoin for whatever reason you thought it was cool to start a stablecoin. Okay, that's not on Tether. So you use their technology, whatever. Tether has not had a problem. It's the coins that are listed on Tether as stable coins that have failed. Only 14% have made it. I think I have to dig more into that study because I think it might be a little light on, well, who actually created the coins and for what reason they created the coins, right? You're using it, you're not using it. That's really what I'm looking at. If people aren't using the coin, then yeah, you're going to fail. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with that. Something really cool that happened, and I think Notcoin is about to explode. And the reason why, they have a new project on Notcoin called Notcoin. Notcoin has been listed or is being listed on OKX and Binance. That's huge. That's huge support. And what they're expecting is that this project will bring more to Notcoin, because Notcoin's got a lot going on with their, relationship with Telegram, right? Telegram being the captive audience for all of the services that come on Notcoin. Notcoin and Notcoin, or Notcoin being on Notcoin, is bringing, services for dApps and games and just all kinds of things. And they're trying to build out that whole ecosystem. As soon as a project talks about ecosystem, my ears perk up. And the reason why is because to build out an ecosystem, it is not easy. So if a project starts to say that, hey, we're building out this ecosystem, we've already got these things in place, and they start showing a roadmap of what they really want to do, I think that's a path to success. If you want to have a blueprint for that, look at Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu started off as a meme coin. Now, they went from meme coin to, hey, let's take this a little bit more serious, to now building out a complete infrastructure. Gaming, metaverse spaces, dApps, DEXs. So you've got a whole ecosystem that's happening on Shiba Inu. And that's something we should be paying attention to. What else do we have? BlockFi. Oof. BlockFi is done. BlockFi is done. And what they're saying is they're giving the rest of the transactions, the withdrawal transactions, to Coinbase to manage. BlockFi is done. So that's huge news. Huge news. And I guess it's the final step, right? We've been talking about BlockFi for a long time. You can go back to my previous videos and you'll hear me talking about BlockFi. It's unfortunate, but it happens. The DeFi lending space for them, didn't work out the way they thought it would work out. So they're done. Cool. It is what it is. Good news. Now, I've been reporting to you that there are Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs happening in Hong Kong. And I also told you that it's going to be about 6 months on the Hong Kong exchange, right, before they can offer it to mainland China. And Harvest Global Investments is poised to do exactly that. They're literally coming out and saying that's exactly what we want to do, and we're going to go through all the processes to do so, because there was no guarantee that anybody was going to do it. They're saying, no, we're going to take ours and we're going to offer it to mainland China. The question I have is how is that going to be received by the Chinese government? See what I'm saying? Because Chinese government is not necessarily happy, happy slappy, with crypto. So it makes me wonder about what they've got going on, what the thought process is, and how they're looking at it. So I'm looking at everything and I'm sitting back and I'm going, okay, if they do, what am I expecting? I'm expecting, obviously, more demand for Ethereum, more demand for Bitcoin. That's what I would be expecting. How much demand? Not as much as the United States, but I'm thinking a significant amount, right? The first week of being open, those ETFs got 250 million, 2 weeks, 300 million. So you see how that graph goes? That's what I mean. So I don't know if it's because, it takes a while because it's a totally different culture. So it might take a while to actually get through the culture and have everybody kind of understand what it is and what they're doing. So I'm sitting back, I'm kind of going, there's still tremendous potential there for that to happen. And again, in 6 months, we're looking at another potential pop in the market. Remember what I said? News comes basically in steps. First step, we're going to do something. Second step, we did something. Third step, look how well it's doing. And maybe a fourth step, hey, here's our next step. And if you read the tea leaves right now, that's exactly what Harvest Global Investments is doing. They're telling you, hey, we're going to do something. Hey, we did something. It's going so well. This is what we're going to do. And then they'll tell us again, hey, we're doing it. So I'm expecting those little pieces to start to roll forward and gain steam. So I'm kind of like, yeah, this is all the kind of stuff that we should be looking for. Am I worried about the day-to-day movements of what's going on in the crypto space? Yes, in case there are major drops or major gains, right? Because then I have to react appropriately. Now, when I look at all the news, though, I'm looking for, is there a pullback in the development of infrastructure, or is there growth in the development of crypto infrastructure? There's growth. There's clear growth. So that's what I'm paying attention to as I start to think about, well, what am I going to buy? How am I going to buy it? Where am I going to buy it? All those different things. So what I'm hoping for is that we continue to see that growth in infrastructure, both by institutional investors, adoption by retail investors. And what I'm really looking for are those small businesses that say, oh, hey, as a small business, we can get into this as well. I mean, remember what I said. Block is being investigated by the United States, by the SEC, because of their plan to allow you to get paid as a business, get paid in crypto, get paid in cash, and then give you a percentage of the cash and then take a percentage and flip it into Bitcoin for you. Hence investigation. As more and more businesses realize that they can get paid directly in crypto, as they become more educated in crypto, you're going to see those middleman companies start to fall off. Visa and MasterCard have a few things going on, but they're still trying to hold on to that middleman game where they play the middleman in between transactions. Okay, so you're letting me use my crypto to buy something. So I'm using my crypto. Basically, I'm selling my crypto to you, and whatever value you're giving me on my crypto, you're going to use that to pay for whatever it is I'm doing in fiat. In other words, you're exchanging my money and letting me use it over there. So I'm going to get charged a fee to do that. And then on the other side, obviously, if you accept Visa, MasterCard, whoever's doing that, you're going to get charged a fee as a business. Whereas if you accept crypto directly, you've now cut out that middleman. And as a business, it costs you jack, because the transfer fees are on the person initiating the transfer. So if I want to pay for $25 worth of whatever the heck, I send over the $25 plus I pay the fee on my side for that. So think of it as tax. Something costs $29.95, whatever it is, I pay a tax on top of that. So when I pay in crypto, that store is guaranteed to get all of the money and not 2 to 4% removed by a middleman. So that's something that I really, really, really do pay attention to. Now, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. And again, how come you guys didn't remind me that I've got to turn on, I've got to turn on my watermark. It's embarrassing that I don't do that every morning. I should do that. A second I turn on, I should just do that. I keep forgetting. Fear and greed index is at 66, right? So not bad, moving in the right direction. Total value locked is at 114. It's up from 109, I believe. So that's a good thing. If you're looking at Bitcoin on the big board, we are trading well within my blue band. My blue band, again, goes from 57,786 all the way up to 63,714. So we're trading within that space. And right now we're trading at the upper limits of that space. And we've even surpassed it from time to time. I think that what we're looking at is consolidation before next week. Now, I was speaking about this last night, and I was saying that Bank of America is saying don't react to the CPI numbers that are coming out next week. Next week, we get the consumer price index as well as the producer price index numbers, which are huge economic numbers, economic metrics, right? So when I look at that, I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to wait to see how everything plays out, like Monday, Tuesday. Those numbers come out on Wednesday. I'm not expecting them to be great, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait to see if I can get more of a pop out of my trading wallets, right? My holding wallets, not touching those, obviously, holding. But my trading wallets, I'm paying attention to see what's the max that I can juice out of those. And I'm probably going to sell off because I'm expecting a sell off after those numbers are released, right? I'm expecting that dip, and then I'll pile back in after that dip happens. So when we're toward the bottom of the dip, that's when I'll start buying back in and come back up. In other words, creating profit, taking profit before and then getting in again when it's low, right? So that I can start taking some of my money off the table and start playing with other people's money. That's the idea. So that's my plan for next week. Let me know what your plans are, but that's what I'm looking at for next week. Somebody asked a really good question. Is now a good time to get in on crypto? And my response was, well, I'm still going on a buying spree. I still have my dollar cost averaging strategy well in place, right? That's what I'm looking at. So when people ask me, is now a good time? Is now a good time? Is now a good time? I think in the big picture, now is a good time. When I think about, at least for me it is, right? Because I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give advice. This is all for entertainment purposes. Got to protect myself a little bit there. But when I look at the timing, day to day, there could be, like yesterday, day before might have been better than buying today. And when you're looking day to day, but when you're looking big picture and you're expecting Bitcoin to hit 80, this year, you're expecting Bitcoin to hit 150 next year. People are expecting Bitcoin to be at 1 million by 2030. If that were all to come to fruition, you sit there and you kind of go, well, if that's true, then yeah, it's a good time to buy. I might take a hit on a day-to-day, but if I take a step back, our recent all-time high for Bitcoin was 73,750. So even on an up day, if there was a slight pullback, I'm still looking at upside of at least 73,750. Not a bad call, right? So depending on how much profit I have, I might not touch a given wallet, but I'm probably going to be looking at the meme coins. And the meme coins are probably picking up a bit because, that's right, Van Eck has their new meme index. So I'm paying attention to that as well. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a good one. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note, drop me a super. If you have a critique on what I could be doing better, please do let me know. I would greatly appreciate it because I always want to do better. Remember, I started this for my kids and I'm sharing it with you guys, and I'm hopefully helping to build a greater community around Grow My Bag and growmybag.tv. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.